Hello, YouTube. I just wanted to point out something that a lot of people don't get. I don't know if you can tell, this is Walmart. Yeah, the same Walmart that people are going to and finding no parking and having to stand in line and exposing themselves to other people who may indeed be sick and carrying the flu, the coronavirus, or whatever. I just wanted to show you this is the exact same Walmarts that everyone is rushing to during the daytime because of the panic. And you can see right now it is about 1:30 at night. Okay, here where I am. And this has been pretty empty like this since probably about 11:30, 12 o'clock. Parking lot's like nearly empty. And I don't know if you know, Walmart stocks stuff like all day, but mostly at night. I used to stock at Walmart unless they've changed their schedule. Usually the night stocking starts at about like maybe 10 o'clock. Okay, unless Walmart changed their schedule. So I don't know what's going to be in there right now because I haven't been in there yet. And I really don't need anything because, I'm not changing my weird schedule. I mean, I'm not doing anything weird because of what's going on right now. Because honestly, let's say you wanted to stockpile all this stuff. It might last you 1 or 2 weeks or even a month. If the world was ending, it wouldn't matter, okay? If you were really going to prep for the ending of the world, trying to do it in 1 or 2 days to buy all the stuff you need is foolish. You're not going to get enough supplies. And honestly, if you were in a world where I see people going to gun shops and getting gun and ammo and stuff, thinking you're going to take other people out. I just wanted to show you how stuff gets stocked. Remember, you see all those pictures of shelves being empty, and some will be empty, like produce and things like that. They do come in throughout the night, okay? Now, as people work less, in the different industries and stuff, you're going to get some stuff like shelves still being empty. But I want to take you to the sections. I don't know if they have any, but if they do have toilet paper and all those like wipes and things like that, they'll be restocked. Maybe not. I don't know. I could be wrong. You can see all the cookies are still gone. But certain things you can see they're when you see them all capped up full and stuff like that, like chips and stuff, people are saying chips are gone. Certain supplies are gone. Certain things that don't normally come in all the time, they won't have. But for the most part, you're going to see stuff. And then also, I don't know if people are aware, when you're looking for like handy wipes and people can't find disinfectants, these are alcohol. Not for drinking, but you can use these to wipe things down, okay? So what I'm saying is don't panic. Get your brain back. Don't think that you have to disinfect with the wipes. You can even use rubbing alcohol. You can use this stuff. Just put a little bit on a piece of cloth or a paper towel or whatever, and wipe down if you needed to. But the whole deal for disinfecting, people are disinfecting their homes like crazy. Okay, unless one of you in your house has the virus or something, there's no way the virus gets in there. Okay, it doesn't come in. It's not like going around and just going into people's houses. Where stuff needs to be disinfected is like in public areas, like if you're touching a cart or a door handle or something. You might want to carry a wipe or two so you can wipe the door handle. I don't even bother, okay? But you can see stuff is being restocked. These are the guys, all the warriors that you don't hear about or see. They are actually putting the stuff back out at night. So when you panic and you say, hey, all the shelves are empty, it's because you're coming here when everybody else is. But you can see all the warriors out here putting stuff out at night. And the place is like empty, so your chance of exposing yourself to anything drops way down. By the way, booze here can be used to disinfect. You can see all the booze. Evidently, a lot of people don't want to get drunk. If I were totally wanting to disinfect things, this is like $2.50. Really cheap booze. Don't buy the expensive stuff, okay? This stuff has alcohol in it, and you can use it. I mean, yeah, you might smell like booze. The place might smell a little bit like booze. But this isn't... You don't really need to go around crazy disinfecting your house. Because if you've got the virus, you're the one putting it there. Unless you got all these people from Walmart and stuff coming into your house. Do you understand what I'm saying? People are panicking, and they're not even thinking correctly. Let's look. Okay, some water is back. Remember how, there'll be nothing They're running low on their stuff. Shipments are coming in, but it's because it's a pandemic, it's pretty much worldwide. But if I wanted water, remember how people have no water? Now these are flavored water, but it's water still. But even soda is water, okay? And this water has sugar in it, which is actually kind of good. I know people say sugar is bad, but in a situation when you're trying to survive, you might need the sugar. The water is water, even though it's carbonated. Your body will filter it out. But if you wanted some water that's not so carbonated, here's some. I think there might be a couple bottles that are regular. They might be a little bit more expensive, but it's there if you needed it. People just panic and go a little bit crazy, but you can see the warriors here, the ones that they don't get the, I guess, the recognition. Those things on the shelves don't magically appear. Okay, there are people that work at night. I used to do this. If you needed water, you could get juice. I mean, this is really bad stuff. It's basically punch, but it's water with sugar and some flavoring. That's better than nothing at all. But what I'm trying to say is, don't panic. Have your wits about you. You can see I'm walking around. There aren't 5 million people coughing on me. And I just needed to show this because I saw some of the comments by some of my viewers saying that, you know, they couldn't get stuff. Well, you're probably trying to go at the same time that everyone else is. And like here, you know, this place here, the eggs have been restocked. 88 cents, okay? They're not gouging. Walmart's not gouging people. I see online, I saw stories where people were buying up disinfectants and selling them for $60. I think that just shows sadness for me that humans would do that in a time of crisis. That you would take advantage. I guess it's capitalism and how it works. Well, good luck enjoying your money when the rest of the world is dead. Because that thing that you're getting is going to be worth nothing. So there's still some food here. They will restock. The reason you don't see the bread like this being restocked, they actually have vendors that come in, usually in the morning, for stuff like the sodas. They usually get here at about like 5, 6, 7 a.m. and they stock these shelves. Okay, so that's if you wanted to try to get the bread, you would want to come in the morning, like, you know, maybe about 7 or 8. But by then, most people come to Walmart and start packing the place again in their panic. Good foods to have would be like peanut butter, and you're like, wow, they didn't have peanut butter when I came through here. It's because they just stocked them. Now, you can kind of tell when they stocked them, like here somebody was in process of stocking. Okay, so, and some of it might even be just sitting here. Walmart's kind of cut their staff back. So all this stuff you see in the center here, these are your supplies. They just haven't been stocked yet because Walmart doesn't have all the employees working. But these are how the stuff comes back magically. Okay, and when you time stuff like this, especially for those van dwellers may know this stuff. I don't know, but I'm just saying the general public may not be aware of this stuff. I'm looking at the toilet paper. See if I can find any paper here. Still empty. I think this is where the toilet paper is. And it's still empty, which means all the warehouse is completely empty. This is stuff that I guess they would ship at a certain, you know, schedule. So it's a matter of catching it, you know, when it shows up. I wonder if there's any out here waiting to be stocked. Because I see cases here and a pallet full of stuff. Looks like just Ensure out here. Some cups are going to be restocked. Ziploc bags. I'm looking to see if I can see toilet paper or anything like that. But this is where you're going to find it if there is any. It's in the center aisles. They typically, I don't know the schedule for this store and the new schedule for Walmart. But I do know in the old days, the shift that does this, they start at about like 10 o'clock at night. And, you know, I didn't stay at Walmart all day long to watch how people behave and stuff. But I know that I got up this morning at probably about 12. I just woke up and I looked out and saw parking lot's empty. Okay? So this is the time to shop. These are new laundry stuff that they just put out. But you can tell when they just restock because it kind of looks like this. You know, if you see stuff like being full, then see how these crushed boxes. And here's Ajax for cleaning. There's all sorts of disinfectants and stuff that you're going to see out here. The Clorox type stuff with the bleach. Okay. But remember, even drinking alcohol, booze has alcohol in it that will disinfect. But like I said, if you're using that to disinfect your house, you're still not thinking. I mean, you should keep your house clean and stuff like that. But the only germs you're going to have in your house is what you bring in there. Okay. Now, I do cleaning right now at the space agency and stuff like that. I have to disinfect every single day, and I have to think carefully what people touch, what people might cough on, things like that. And I have to physically disinfect because you got different people coming through. And all it takes is one person. And even with me disinfecting, that is to prevent it from spreading to other people. By then, we've been contaminated. Now, your house, unless you have strangers that may be sick or family members who may be sick coming in, that's what the disinfection would be for. But if you're all staying home together, which, now that school is being suspended in a lot of places, your disinfection would be against each other. And if any of you are infected and you live in the same household, you're all going to be infected. There's just no way around it. You live together. So I would say clean like normal, because bacteria is always there. You can see all these were empty, and you filled them up as best as they could based on supplies. But this is how you can pick up needed supplies. But start thinking kind of outside the box. What's really killing the bacteria or viruses and stuff like that is alcohol, or some other kind of chemical. And if you can't find like wipes or anything like that, you could buy booze. I wouldn't buy the expensive stuff. I'd buy the $2 Boone's Farm or something like that. And, just take it and put a little bit into a little bottle or something and then have a towel or something that you carry with you. Wet it down, then wipe the handles of stuff you're going to touch. It's not for drinking. I mean, you could drink it, but if you're 18 or older. That disclaimer there. But basically, stuff gets restocked at certain times. And if you know that, you can take advantage of it. Even like pet food and things like that. But you can see all these things are going to go back up. And I don't see a lot of staff here because Walmart may be cutting back on their staff, only minimal skeletal crew, or they haven't been hiring as many people. I don't know. I haven't really followed with Walmart. I used to work at Walmart, and I knew how they stock, okay? At least back in the day. And it looks like it's somewhat similar. I mean, they have to do it. And most of the time, look at this whole department here. This is what the store looks like right now. For those of you who come and say, man, the line is 7 hours long. That's because you're all hit. It's like Disney, you go into Disney and everybody follows each other. They all like at the gate, and then they all walk through the gate, and they all usually rotate. I think they usually go to the left, like a clock. People are used to following the clock, so they go to the left side. And you get that same big rush group throughout your whole day at Disney, all standing in line for 4 hours to catch one ride. Usually when I go to a place like that, I go the opposite way. I go to the right side where it's completely empty. And then I get all the rides without standing in line at all, without a VIP pass. I get on them before, the rush, which is going the other way. Then I hit them at the midway point, when I'm halfway through the park. And then I have to deal with, but see, I get a smaller crowd because the big crowd, you'll hit them at the halfway point. Then after that, it thins out. There's less and less of them that you have to stand in line at that point, but it's not as long as those people who stood for 4 hours to get on one 3-minute ride. But this is what Walmart looks like right now. It is a ghost town, and I can grab whatever I need, and I can be out of here in 10 minutes. Now, what do I need right now? Absolutely nothing. I just wanted to show you what it really looks like and how you shop in a time like this, or, and some of you are like, well, I work, and you set your schedule aside. And most people right now, if you have a time type job, a lot of them saying don't go in and work unless you have to. They're trying to keep the spread, but I think the government is doing a terrible job as far as telling people stuff, okay? But if you want to go shopping, don't all go shopping at the same time, because that's the danger. That's when like here's cleaning stuff. Some of this stuff could be used potentially for cleaning. But the cleaning, if you want to clean, Some of it will actually kill bacteria and stuff. But like I said, when you're out of alcohol, which we haven't even looked at that, but alcohol can be used to clean, like isopropyl alcohol. You can even mix some of it with water. You know, just a tiny little bit of alcohol will kill bacteria. They don't like it when the alcohol hits their viruses and bacteria. They have like a thin membrane that covers all the innards. And alcohol, when it hits it, it removes that membrane, and then their guts spill out all over the place and they die. That's how it works. I mean, even gasoline could possibly be used, but I wouldn't be coating everything with gasoline. That's a good way to set things on fire. But just think like that. I'm just showing you that you don't have to stand in line with everybody. Stop doing that. Not only are you exposing yourself, you're standing in line with people that may potentially have it. The symptoms usually don't show up. They're saying like for as much as 2 weeks, a week or two before it shows up. They could look perfectly healthy and they're standing next to you or whatever in that line talking or whatever, or coughing or whatever. And you're breathing in the droplets of bacteria or germ. I just walked straight in here. You saw that from the parking lot. I didn't know what I was going to see, but I kind of had a rough idea what I was going to see. This area obviously is not that busy, but like you could pick up a towel, a rag, or whatever, put your mouthwash on it. I would use mouthwash or even booze if I wanted to sterilize things. Okay, if there wasn't sanitization wipes available, but if you're doing it around your house, you're kind of missing the point. You want to sterilize stuff like at Walmart, at the bathrooms. You want to sterilize, and you might want to carry a little tiny bottle with alcohol with you, and in a handkerchief or something that you can dampen it down and wipe handles that you're going to touch. You don't need to go crazy and say, well, I'm going to sterilize my toilet every day in my house because this coronavirus thing's going on. You're sterilizing against yourself, and if you already have it, you're screwed already. I mean, you're probably gonna be all right. not to panic. Just because you have it doesn't mean you're gonna die or whatever. Okay, it only becomes a complication if you have issues like where it develops into pneumonia and you already have some kind of underlying health issue. Most people, if they got it, they're just gonna feel like they have the flu. It's when you have those other issues already, that's when it becomes a serious thing. So don't panic. By the way, just a little bit of fun here. I don't know if you saw on Facebook and stuff. I saw memes where people were grabbing panties and using them as face masks because they're cut almost like that. Everyone goes and buys the face masks and stuff, but you could find the panties here and wear that. But you can see here, people are just putting stuff out, and it's all being restocked. So don't panic. This is all stuff that's going to go out. And she's working her butt off trying to get it out. But these are the people that do this stuff for you. I know they don't. People don't appreciate that there are people that do that. But see, there's one of your warriors there putting food up for you. This is what they do. This is their job. They're not thanked. I think they're underpaid. Okay, but these are the people who make this stuff magically appear. And by about 9 a.m. or so, because of the panic and the rush, this stuff disappears. So what I'm telling you is set your alarm clock, wake up probably, or, with the current situation right now, everyone panicking, come in at, maybe like about 12:30, 1:30, somewhere in that time zone. You'll get most of the stuff. The veggies and stuff, they generally don't get stocked at night, just so you know how it works a little bit. Excuse me here. Unless Walmart changes how they do stuff. This stuff is only stocked when there are people here during the daytime. There is no night crew that stocks veggies, just so you're aware. They start in the morning. The morning crew doesn't go too crazy. The heavy stocking usually starts probably after 3 p.m. or so, after 2 or 3 p.m. That's when I know that because I was at shift that had the stock, and I was like, man, we'd come in all mad because it would look like this when we came in, because the morning crew, they don't do as much stocking. They stock, but not as much. It's the afternoon crew. Like, see all this stuff? Like here, you can see somebody put this out last night. Most of these are empty, and you're like, well, this looks really bad. Well, when the crew comes in, because there is no crew here right now, that's why it looks like this. There's no one here. No one's stocking this whole section. So to grab this kind of stuff, you want to come in, probably around like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 o'clock. 3 or 4 should be mostly stocked as much as possible. And then like here, same with all this. This is all the same department, okay? And the deli, obviously, not until they open. But it's not impossible to find stuff if you kind of think about it and how things work, and take advantage of the fact that most people, just like at Disney, they follow that line. They go to the left, and then they start making their loop, and they're like, man, the whole park was packed the whole day. No, you were with the same group. You all stayed in line for 4 hours to ride a 3-minute ride when I went through the other side, and my average wait time was less than 30 seconds. And the reason it even got higher than 0 seconds was once we hit the halfway point, I started running into you folks. And then after that point, there are going to be people who came in after you. But you can even still pick up the bargain bread and stuff like that here. Look at that. All this bread is gone. And the reason it's gone is it doesn't get stocked till now. I would tell you the breading and stuff like that, they stock them first thing in the morning when they get in. Okay, so this gets stocked throughout the day, but it's the same people that do all that, the cakes, the bread. How do I know? I was that department. That's what I was doing. I was the dude. Actually, the bread was actually not my department, but I would help them. They would say, hey, we need help over here, and they would send me. I was actually meats and produce. This section here, people are just going crazy. Walmart's actually making lots of money. Really, they're making lots of money. Because all this food people are stockpiling, they may end up, but see, look, here's your disinfectants. These are expensive, $10. But if push came to shove, these have alcohol. You can use them to wipe things down if you really needed to. But if you're wiping down your house with this, you're missing the point. I would use it to wipe this down. But usually the store now has gotten to the point where they're putting stuff back out. I know people are complaining, or they decided it was making them look bad by not putting wipes and alcohol or hand sanitizers out front. This is just nuts. Look at this. This is crazy. I don't know if they're out or the stuff's just being defrosted or what, because this does not look normal. It has to be a certain temperature. The racks have to be a certain temperature, or they're not allowed to. I think he's sanitizing it. Yeah, so he's sanitizing the section where I guess millions of people went. So they're sanitizing, and that's why it looks like this. So it's not that it's sold out. They emptied it out to sanitize it. Potentially, it might have had a temperature issue. That's why you always see these here. If the temperature goes to a certain point, they can't sell that food. They pull it and try to store what they can if it hasn't sat there for too long. If it's sat for too long, Walmart actually tosses that stuff. Okay, because of health codes and whatnot. You can't sell stuff if it goes above a certain temperature. Just to let you know how some people are. I know this is just me ranting and stuff, but people would grab something like this and set it somewhere else. And if I see it or another associate see it, we can't just take it back and put it back here. If this stuff was supposed to be at a certain temperature and we had it sitting out, we don't know how long it's been out there, which most of the time we don't know how long it's all. That's silly, but you can't sell it. And then I asked when I was working in the department, I was like, look, it feels okay. Then the guy that had been there longer than he says, can you guarantee that it's okay, that it hasn't been sitting out there for more than 30 minutes? And my answer was, of course, no, I can't guarantee that. He says, well, your call. What would you do? Well, I'm like, well, if I can't guarantee it, I'm not going to put it out there and have somebody eat it and possibly get sick. It gets tossed, which to me sucks. And you're like, why would it bother you, Denoy? Because it jacks the price up for everyone. Walmart doesn't lose money when they have to toss this stuff out. They just jack the price of everything else up. So I don't know if this is empty because people bought it or if it's just empty because they're cleaning. Okay? But stuff is available. This stuff, the meat and deli department, it's not going to be stocked overnight. There's no one here to stock it at night. It'll start in the morning. Okay? They start stocking it with the morning crew. And the big heavy crew that comes in was the crew that I was in when I did Walmart, which is probably the one that starts at, I think it was about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe 2 o'clock. I think it was like 3 or 4 o'clock is when I came in to start my shift. It was like 2:30, 3 o'clock. That's the crew that, because see, there's only one guy here doing the whole thing. He's going to be able to stock everything. He's going to do the best that he can to put out what he can. But the crew that comes in, and it's not that many of them. There's only like 3 or 4 of them or less. And they have to run all the departments. That's assuming Walmart hasn't hired new people. I don't know how they're all working. Okay. And I know some of you are like, well, what about beer and stuff? Beer is water. I know it's alcohol, but it's water. You can disinfect with it. Okay, just a hint. Any of this stuff can be used to disinfect things. This is if it alcohol. You're like, there's not much alcohol in it. No, beer doesn't have that much alcohol. Okay, but it has enough that you can disinfect things with it. Don't be one of those people drinking stuff like gasoline and stuff. You know, if I wanted better disinfecting, you're like, well, is beer better than the booze? Go with the booze. The booze is higher alcohol content. So this stuff has a higher alcohol content. Beer, I think, only has like 5 or 7%, something like that. It's lower. So this has a high alcohol content, and getting the more expensive kind is kind of foolish if you're using it as a disinfectant. I go with the cheaper. The cheapest one I can find, which would be like, in this case, this oak. I guess this is oak leaf, which nobody drinks. But if I were buying it, I would not. Yeah, someone's saying thank all the truck delivery guys. These are the unsung heroes. They're still working. But you know, I can see all these things sitting here, which means Walmart did not have enough workers. They didn't hire enough people, or people like me quit. So screw this. But the unsung heroes are the people you see here at night. They are the ones that make this stuff magically appear. And, you know, you can see there's very few of them. That's the situation. So I am going to go ahead and sign out. I don't think I'm going to buy anything because I don't think I need anything. But I just wanted to show you. That thing just flew down by itself. Just wanted to show you. This is for sanitizing if you need it. It's $2.50, kind of expensive, but really not too much more expensive than their. I wonder what. Let's look at the percentage of alcohol. It says 12.5% by volume. So this is 12.5% alcohol. Your isopropyl alcohol that you buy is usually like 50 to 90%. So this is more diluted than, okay. So if you needed to wipe things down, you could use that. But like I said, you don't need to buy this to wipe down your house with. You want to buy it, put in even a handkerchief or something and wet it, and then wipe stuff. Like, see, I just touched all this. I'm potentially contaminated, okay? Because I'm like, well, aren't you afraid of that? Well, if I take my hand and shove it up my nose, in my iris, I don't have a cut or something, doesn't mean it gets into me. Okay, it gets into you, and in this particular one, I think from breathing mostly. So that's why it's important to be at a place like this when there's no other people around. And that's why you saw me when I was at the Walmart parking. I was going to get something, and I saw that the place was packed. I'm like, I am not going in there, because that's the time that you're going to get something from somebody. When you walk and there are people everywhere, that's why they close the schools down. They close the events, because people will be packed, and all it takes is one person and the whole area is spread. See here, this will be restocked by morning as much as possible, as long as there's still supplies. Here's one of the people doing the chips right now. I saw a video by my daughter freaking out about the chips being all gone, but here's your warrior, and this is when he works. And this is actually not a Walmart employee. That is a vendor. It is Walmart, I think. But beer, chips, soda, those are stocked by third-party vendors. And they come in on their schedule, and then they will restock all of that. So don't freak out, because I saw the video by my daughter showing the shelves empty, which means she was in here when there were 1 million people in here. Which makes me a little bit nervous, you know, because that means if anybody has anything, that's the time it spreads, is when you're in a big group. You know, had it been me, you know, because she was shopping, whatever, with her mom and stuff. But had it been me, this is when I shop, and I would leave the kids at home. I would come here and get the stuff and be out of here in 1 or 2 minutes. Grab what I need, leave. But here you can see where the stocker has been. stuff starts to get like this again. Possibly by 10 a.m. most of this stuff, if people are in a panic, will be gone. People just buy stuff up like crazy. But you know, remember all the canned goods that would be gone, whatever they have, they're putting out now. So if I wanted Vienna sauce, see how it all looks like this right now? It's because they just put it out, and some of it is indeed gone because the supply hasn't come back. You know, it'll be shipped. Remember the luncheon meat and stuff being all gone? Here, just restocked. Now do you understand what I'm saying? You can come and get it after they put it out. Obviously, they're a little bit low, or else they put out more. But they tend to shy from putting it into a different zone, because if the other stuff shows up, they got to have the spot for it. So you won't see them typically put the wrong stuff in the wrong shelf location, because they have to leave that slot there for the proper item that belongs there. But all the stuff that people complain about being gone, they come out at certain times, usually at night when the stalkers come. They have people stocking this all day long. I know people don't understand this, but Walmart shelves get empty almost even without the panic. It gets emptied overnight. I used to be the overnight stalker, and I would come in and say, "Wow, they were in a rush." And then one of the older guys that had been there longer than me said, "It's actually like this every day, Denoy." I was like, "Oh." And you see this whole thing looks empty? A Walmart stalker who knows what they're doing, they can stock this whole shelf like totally full in about 30 minutes or so, maybe 35, 40 minutes. That's how fast you have to work. You're like, the whole thing? Yeah, because Walmart, they just cut the stuff, or the tab rips off, but I think they cut with the knife. I don't know if they cut. I know I had to. Then they just throw the whole thing up there. So like this whole section here would take about like less than 1 minute to put up, believe it or not. That's how fast Walmart works. I remember when I was doing it, I was like, wow, they are so efficient in how they put this stuff up. This would be a little slower because they have to take it out and put it and stack it one by one. But remember the rice? You know, I couldn't find the rice. Here's some rice. This is, I don't know whether they have the Asian section with the noodles. I think this might be the noodles. They're still gone. And if they're gone like this, it's because inventory is completely gone. You know, they got to wait until the delivery truck gets here with all the stuff. So don't panic, folks. Time your shopping. Everything's all right. And the other thing is, don't panic. There's no reason. And don't be one of those people. Well, I guess I can't tell people how to behave and stuff, but I hear about people going by and picking up guns and bullets, a huge supply of bullets. I'm like, okay, you're at the point of thinking of killing people, and you don't see that there's already a problem. If I have to go around killing other people to survive, that's not the kind of world I want to live in. I want to be one of the first ones to go. I don't be one of those people who will kill other people so I can stay alive. Then there's no food. Let's start eating people. How far do you want to go? How far do you want to take it? And if you're the type that gets your supplies from Walmart or from Target or from Publix, you're not a survivalist. Okay? Because all your stuff that you're getting to survive comes from civilization. And at that point, civilization has fallen apart, which means there's no new toilet paper being made. If you need toilet paper to wipe your butt for survival, you're not a survivalist. Because when all the other people die, they're not going to make toilet paper anymore. There won't be any toilet paper available. I just wanted to plant that into your head. If you're a true survivalist, you don't need any of this. You don't even need to buy bottled water. Okay? Because you know how to get water. You know how to sanitize the water. Things you might want to stock up a little bit on would be bleach, disinfectant, things to sterilize the water. But if you're needing bleach, remember, that was produced by society too. At a certain point, that will run out. By the way, I know what I'm going to get. If I might go get it. So here, these are shampoos. So if you're out of soaps and hand lotion, this is a potential, for cleaning your hands. These are potential replacements. But I would go to Dollar Tree and get the 99-cent or the dollar ones. I'll pay $6 for a thing of soap. Here's the cheaper little travel packs. And these are the kind of bottles, like, see this? This is the kind of bottle you can carry if you want to disinfect. It's 97 cents. Take a little bit of it, put it on a handkerchief, wipe stuff down that you're going to touch. And actually, in this case, I'd buy the bigger bottle. This is a bigger bottle. For the same, actually, it's 162. So a little bit more expensive. So, don't panic. Don't go crazy. Don't be buying toilet paper for $60 a roll. Stuff that you might want to stock on. Medication for like colds, flus. And then they're not going to really fix anything, but they'll alleviate the symptoms and could make it not spread as much. Like antihistamines can kind of dry you out if so that when you don't have like your drippy, runny nose going in, kind of drowning you. In an emergency, like these are soaps. Okay, they can be used for cleaning your hands. Washing dishes if you had to. And I'm pretty sure most people who are van dwellers kind of know this already. It comes with the territory of you don't have a lot of space and you got to make stuff have multiple use. Certain things people are grabbing. Imodium, I would grab this because you could end up getting sick eating food. And what this will do is actually help you. But I wouldn't grab the Imodium if at all possible. I'd grab Equate, but it seems like all the Equate's gone. And as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure the Imodium was gone, that this was probably just put out. Okay. So, anti-diarrheal stuff. Because you could end up getting sick. And I think this stuff actually has, I read one of the ingredients, I think it was like hydrochloric acid, believe it or not. And that stuff is really bad. But it goes into, HCl is hydrochloric acid. It'll go into your tummy and your digestive tract and basically use hydrochloric acid to kill the bacteria or the germs or whatever that's inside you. And that's how it relieves it. It actually kills it. So, very expensive. I'm not going to buy it. I do have some already, not Imodium, but the Equate, which was like the cheaper one. But generally it's in the same section. Like I said, I'm going to go look and see if I can get some hand soap, and if I don't have that, dishwasher soap actually I go with dishwasher soap. It's cheaper, so I would just go with that. Don't remember. I'm in the wrong section. I'm in the food. See how the Walmarts do some weird stuff, like I think they have it over here by the towels. I don't know if it's here or not, because soup, pasta, so this is all cereals. I thought I saw aisles where they have like hand soap and things like that. By the way, if food really became scarce and stuff, these shakes have a lot of nutrition in it, supposedly. I wouldn't want to live off this stuff, but in a survival mode, this stuff has, they mix in minerals and all the high protein, like, I'm just letting you know, and these things have a pretty decent shelf life. So if you were truly trying to stockpile, this is the kind of stuff you want to stockpile. But if you were a true survivalist, you wouldn't need any of this stuff. You might have guns and bullets, but really even that requires society unless you can reload, remake your own bullets and whatnot. I would go with bow and arrow or something that, or even a slingshot. Probably a slingshot if I can. It's easier to, basically get a rock somewhere. So here, I don't know if they have the dish. I'm basically looking for like dish soap. There's some bread. Remember, people don't have bread. I might grab some bread actually. Okay, the choices are a little bit slim because the bread guy hasn't showed up yet. And I don't really see any bread I want. So this looks like it was stocked. It doesn't stocked. And bread is also not Walmart. It is a vendor. So the vendor will show up and do this, assuming their supply chain still has anything to stock. This is Walmart, and they are not stocking because they are totally out. Because most people associate chlorine with cleaning, and like bleach, and you can mix that with water. You don't use it totally by itself. and they have like a certain percentage already somewhere mixed. Here's some bags and things, but I'm looking for and you can see it's totally, some of it's totally full because this part got stocked. That's buy the whole thing. Those people are assholes. Okay, I'm gonna look because I'm running a little bit low and trying to figure out. I don't want to spend too much money. You can actually get more from the Dollar Tree. I might even get it from Dollar Tree, but I might say, you know, since I'm here, that was 98 cents. These $2 you get more here, and you're like, about the dog versus the ultra value. I'm gonna go with the ultra value. It's just it cleans your hands. That's the main thing you really need to do is clean your hands. You know, it's like it takes something like this to teach people clean your hands. There's a lesson I've been teaching for years on my first graders. Clean your hands. What the soap does is similar to the alcohol. It'll break the membrane, the protective membrane on viruses, on germs, and make the guts spill out all over the place. You know, in other words, you're killing them. I'm debating here now. Okay. We'll look here and see this says 28. This says 21. So the 28 is a better value. So I still do comparison shopping, believe it or not. And like I said, don't panic. Stuff's here. You just got to know when to get it. And like I said, don't be an asshole and buy everything and then go and resell it on Amazon or eBay. You might think you're being slick, that you're capitalizing. You're an asshole, and somebody might die because you wanted to make 20 or 30 bucks. Okay, don't do that. Not in a time when people are panicking. Because that money that you got, if society falls apart, it's worth nothing. It's worth nothing. I don't know if you've heard me preach so much about money not really being that important. That there are things much more important than money. Okay? That's why I preach it. And people are still... It's like, if the world is ending right now, and your goal is to collect U.S., you really are. And if it's not, and you know that it's not ending, but you still want to capitalize on other people freaking out, I don't think you're human. Anyhow, I am going to sign off. Enough preaching. I got what I wanted. This is all I wanted. And even if they had toilet paper, I wouldn't have bought all of it. I probably might have bought, like, I still have quite a few. I have like about 5 or 6 rolls. Okay. Here's potential gear if you needed stuff to basically make face masks, okay? Just so you know, even diapers and stuff like that. These things can work as a face mask. It's essentially the same material, almost, except that it's kind of expensive, though. It's essentially the same material. But the face masks are really for blocking you, coughing your germs and your virus to other people. Just so you know, that's how that works. You know, but and of course, if you're very susceptible, those people who really need it because they already have breathing issues and stuff, that's who you're taking it away from. Okay, you don't really need it unless you're in that risk category, the high risk. Don't be taking it away from the people who actually need it, because all you're doing is you're wasting your money and you're putting certain people in danger, certain groups. So until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. Want to learn the tip of how to survive without getting yourself all worked up? This is how. Set your alarm, adjust your schedule as when you go shopping. You don't have to stand in line all day. You don't have to go through people coughing on you. Okay? And learn to think, because everybody knows that alcohol is in here, and alcohol kills germs. Okay? I'm not saying guzzle this stuff down, but I'm saying you can use it as sanitizer if you needed to. And remember the water shortage. Now, this is smart water, which I don't think is smart for $1.25. But if you're in a panic, this is it. There's water all over the place here. Okay? Walmart has it in different departments and different sections. So if I wanted to, I could grab a bunch of these. I could probably get these right now if I was an asshole and sell these for like $5 a bottle. Okay? It's a lot of money here. But I'm not an asshole. So until next time, take care, everybody. Goodbye now. Huh? Okay, well,